Jackie, first of all, lovely to have you back in Duns. It's a place you've come to know very well. Give us your first impressions on this wonderful new motor museum in the town.
Well, first of all, it's great to be back in Scotland again, but to be back down here in Duns has got many happy memories. Apart from Jimmy, I came down here to shoot clay pigeon shooting when I was almost a wee boy. Not much taller now, actually. but of course, when Jim Clark was racing, he was my hero and forever will be. He was certainly the best racing driver I ever raced against my entire life. And we had a great life together. He was an enormous help to me and taught me so much about the business. And the manner in which he drove racing cars was just different than everybody else. So I had somebody very good to learn from. And we were close friends. I came down and obviously to Chirnside and so forth. And we shared an apartment together in London, which was a busy time because Jim Clark, some of you girls tried to take advantage of a poor racing driver from the borders, but we had a lovely time.
The museum is a fitting tribute to the success of such a skillful sportsman and a very humble man as well.
Yes, I would obviously like to congratulate the councillors and everybody who's responsible for being able to bring enough money together to do something as nice as this. And really, you should all be very proud of it. And I think a lot more folk are going to come up now to Duns to see it, because this goes around the world. Formula One is a global sport, and therefore anybody who knows anything about it clearly knows the name Jim Clark. So I think you're going to attract more people here because it's so well done. It's beautiful. I mean, the Scottish stone, everything, never mind what's inside it. So I think you're going to have a great success from it. I think it's beautifully done. I mean, the attention to detail, something that I'm very fond of, has been very carefully looked after. And I'm sure everybody in Scotland, I think the Scottish government should be well pleased that they've got something as important as this down in the borders. So really, I don't think you could have done a better job.
I want to take you back to that very first time that you met Jim face to face. Now, I think I'm right in saying you were at home, Jim had been at the rest and be thankful he was coming down, he then parked up at your father's garage. You recognised this familiar figure in the garage and you headed from the house to meet him for the first time. Even then, you were very much aware, I think you were about 19 years old at the time, of this man's ability and his skills and what he was perhaps capable of.
I think actually it was even younger than that. Our garage was in a useful spot to stop to get petrol. And he was coming down. I had been at Listen to Thankful, so he was driving a TR2 or it must have been a TR2 at the time, that he was actually in that day. So I ran out from the house when I saw him driving in, because my mother's house and father's house was right next to the garage. So I went down there to see him and just was able to talk to him. And at that time he was just growing to be the driver he later turned out to be. But he was still already well recognised, doing something special. So that was the very beginning, and after that, Graham Gold, who's here today, brought me down to Chirnside and to Jimmy's. Stayed with Jimmy once or twice. Really, there was, and these days, there was a camaraderie about motor racing. The Formula One people were all close together, and we were all close friends. We travelled together, Jimmy and I and Helen, holidayed together. So it was a much different thing than it is today. Everybody's now got their own helicopters, their own jets, so you never see them spending any time together socially. Although in Monte Carlo, Alan McNish is here today, another great Scot, the long winner and so forth, there's a good community down there, but I don't think they had anything like the same depth of friendship that we had in our day. But of course it was considerably more dangerous then. Even before Jim died, it was a dangerous sport. So therefore we had a high respect for each other. There was no taking advantage the wrong way. And if you did it, you got a bollocking at the end of the practice session or the end of the race from the Grand Prix Drivers Association. It was a much closer group of people. So I think they were the halcyon days. I love Grand Prix racing. I still go to 8 or 10 Grand Prix races. I'm leaving this afternoon to go to Spa for the Grand Prix. But there isn't anything close to the friendship that, whether it was Graham Hill and Jimmy or Denny Holm or all the boys, we were really close to.